that we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.
Good Thursday afternoon, guys. What's going on? This is the Indy Kid coming at you. This is another edition of Talkin VAWLS basketball, and just coming at you with some more big news today. But before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you check out some of the videos from this week. Boogie dropped a video this morning talking about Jerome Carvin, talking about what Josh Heupel's bringing to the table. Recruitment videos from yesterday, detailing when Jonas Adu that I dropped when he committed yesterday. Boogie detailed about Elijah Herring committing as well. Of course, Tennessee got a commitment from Vincent Sneed, defensive end, this morning, but for football. So 2 in 2 days there. Same with basketball. So let's get into it. The big one for the week, and it's been a good week for Tennessee basketball, but been speculating all week. Today was the day, and Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, he announced for Tennessee here just a few minutes ago, number 6 player in the 2022 class, but he will be reclassifying to 2021. ESPN in 2021 has him ranked number 19 overall. Jerry Meyer of 24/7 said he doesn't expect the ranking to change much for 2021. So you may see a little bit of a drop right there, but he would rank as Tennessee's 3rd highest commitment in program history behind Tobias Harris and Scotty Hobson. Right there. I actually went ahead of Kennedy Chandler. Chandler was 3rd prior to Huntley-Hatfield. But what they're getting in Hatfield, 6'9", about 230, a power forward, true power forward. Number 1 ranked player in the state of Pennsylvania. He's originally from Clarksville, Tennessee, though. And that Bobby Mays connection, that Bobby Mays AAU program, that connection pays off again right there. Pretty cool of a former player, Yeah, I'm sure he's letting these guys make their decisions, but, at the same time, I think there's football end, there's former players that don't help out pretty good, especially down in that mid-state Tennessee area. Bobby Mays is an asset. He definitely helps out, and that pipeline is established, and I think there's going to be more from that pipeline for 2022 as well. But Huntley-Hatfield, that adds the 5th commitment and the 2nd in as many days from big men. And, here's what – let me share my screen right here. Here's what the analyst is on Huntley-Hatfield. All right. Of course, Tennessee needed help in the post in a bad way. They got 6'9", 230. As you see right here, number 6 overall prospect in 2022 rankings. He will be reclassifying to 2021. He'll be an elite prospect in 2021 as well. That's what Jerry Meyer says, and says his ranking will not alter much at all. He has the body of a professional power forward and all the physical tools to be a dominant type player. And, it says he can really attack the basket going either direction. Good with his dribble, scores off of his rebound, and has a plus shooting touch as he can shoot from all 3 levels. Right there. And you see here he's compared to Julius Randle and Naz Reid right there. So, that's pretty good comparisons. If we can get anything close to that, that's pretty good. Because Julius Randle for sure was a stud in college, decent NBA player as well, or better than DC. He's a good NBA player. So, but he has that type of body, that type of athleticism right there. And you got to think, too, with Huntley-Hatfield, you got to think that one and done right here. Be very surprised if he's not a one and done. And you need some of these guys to be one and done. Let's face it, these top 10, top 15 players, when they come in, that's their intention, is to come for 1 year and be done. And you need those guys in the program. Now, you need guys that's going to be here for a few years as well, maybe even 4 to 5 years. But you need these one and done guys as well. It's just the nature of it. Doesn't mean you're always going to win or anything like that, as Kentucky's found out over the years. But it is big for the program. And, who knows once a guy gets to campus, how long he may stay or what may happen there. But just to kind of pull up here as well, we'll kind of review the roster once again. Here we go. So, back to the roster 2021, Anasicki out, transfer portal, Victor Bailey back. From what I'm reading, it seems to be trending towards John Fulkerson returning. I think that's the big one right now. Obviously, Huntley-Hatfield, huge addition today. Jonas Adu, great addition yesterday, and by the way, he has signed already as well. So he all four of the guys, I don't know when Huntley-Hatfield actually signs, but since he's reclassified in 2021, it should be any time now. Devontae Gaines transferred to George Mason. Josiah-Jordan James back. Keon Johnson to the NBA. Olivier Kama should be back as far as I know. I don't see any reason he would transfer. Drew Pember to UNC Asheville. Uros will be back as far as I know. Again, based on how his minutes increased toward the end of the year, I think he'll be back. Pons going pro. Jaden Springer to the NBA. Vescovi should be back. I mentioned yesterday there's a little bit of talk going that maybe he goes back overseas and plays professionally, but I don't know how likely that is. I guess with your international players, it's always a possibility that they could do that. So that may be something to keep an eye on, but I don't know how likely it is. And, I hope he comes back. Again, I think he's a decent player. Does he have some flaws? Absolutely. But, he's a good addition to the team and a positive player there. Corey Walker, transfer portal. And then now we've got for 2021 class, you've got Kennedy Chandler. There's your point guard, Jemai Mashak, 6'5" wing. Quentin Jabonje, 6'6", listed as shooting guard. Jonas Adu, 6'11" center out of Charlotte, who committed yesterday. So those four are signed, and they are done. And now you got Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, 6'9" power forward, true power forward there as well, who can rebound, who will be an inside presence. And then you got Justin Powell. And got to think with this one-time transfers, it looks like it's been approved or about to be approved. That should take away these conference, sit out a year and things like that. I don't understand if, the whole NCAA, if you don't have sit out a year, you shouldn't have sit out within the conference either. So right there, that brings, based on everything I've got in bold right here, that's 11 players. And as some guys said in the chat yesterday, Fulkerson should not count toward that roster if or when he comes back. So that still leaves 2 spots left. Where does Tennessee go? Do they go all out for, another high school prospect? Do they hit the transfer portal? I still think you need to look at another point guard, and I think you could use, obviously, it wouldn't hurt to have another big man as well. Getting Fulkerson back will be huge because Jonas Adu, the one thing is the scouting report says needs to add strength right there. So, it's going to take a little time. It's not just going to be instantaneous once he steps foot on campus right there. So, that's kind of where we're at right now. And, it's been a good couple weeks for Tennessee in terms of what they've done with this roster. I really overturned it because I was really concerned about it going into next year. And the guys who've left and hit the portal, I think it was the best move for all parties. Because I just don't know how much those guys were going to contribute at Tennessee. Wish them the best of luck for sure. They represented the program with class. No issues with any of those guys at least not that we're aware of in public or anything, but definitely wish all those guys the best. And I think it's the best move for both parties. But they've really transformed this roster, added, they needed big men. They've added 2. They needed shooting. They added Justin Powell. You already had Kennedy Chandler coming in. I'm curious to see what they do with the portal. I still think there's a possibility to hit the portal because you've still got spots and you might as well fill them. You can't, maybe they carry over or what have you, the scholarships. But, if there's the right guy in the portal, if there's a good point guard, I still think it's important to have another point guard because I just don't think you've got that guy. There's a couple guys who can handle the ball. But as far as true break-it-down point guards, Tennessee did not have that this past year. They had guys that could do a little bit, as far as creating somewhat, but not that true create point guard there. But we'll see where they go from there. But, again, another good day. Brandon Huntley-Hatfield's in the fold. Just be a matter of time before he signs, I would imagine. He'll be reclassified in 2021. Really excited to see what this team is going to be this year. I don't know if they'll be ranked. Maybe some of these commitments push them into the rankings. I know the initial rankings I saw, they were just outside the top 25. But, the main thing, we're going to see how this team meshes, how it gels together. Because obviously the first year looked like a potential Final Four team last year, and obviously that didn't turn out the case. So we'll see how this team turns out. But I really think they've got all the positions. You've got your point guard. You've got your big man. And a key thing, if Fulkerson does return, is do we get back 2020, 2021 John Fulkerson, or do you get the 2019, 2020 Fulkerson? Now, hopefully you get that guy, because he was, especially down the stretch before COVID that year, he was carrying this team on his back. But appreciate you guys tuning in. If there's any more news this week at Breaks on Basketball, I'll bring that to you as well. We'll be covering, or I know I'll be covering for sure. Not sure if the other guys will join me or not. Be covering the UT Vanderbilt baseball series, big series at Lindsey Nelson Friday night, number 2 versus number 3, right there. And I expect the park's going to be rowdy. The attendance keeps picking up game after game. The legends of Lindsey Nelson are bringing it every week down there, which is pretty cool. What they're doing, they're making it a true home field environment down there. So just make sure you keep your eyes peeled, keep your ears tuned in, that there'll be more stuff dropping this week as well. And we'll have a live show sometime this weekend as well. We'll let you guys know on that as well. So be sure to check out the social media channels when Boogie will make an announcement on that. But you guys have a good Thursday. Take care. I will see you later on, and go Vols.